Hello guys, and welcome to my channel SVD. I'm Authentic. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you could draw very good looking drawings using only your mouse. I've been using my PC mouse for over 4 years, and here's some of the artworks that I made using my PC mouse on Krita. I drew this last night. I made a ninja last night, so you could see that's very nice and lovely, but I did this using my mouse. I will also show you another sample drawing that I used the mouse on, and again I drew this using my mouse, so you could actually understand how nice using a mouse is. It's not that always you have to draw using a pen. If a pen is not working, you could actually challenge yourself and try using a mouse. Before I start drawing using a mouse, so I'm in Krita right now. Before I start drawing using my mouse, I usually select the right brush for the job. On this, I usually go on ink. So there are many brush types, but I go on ink, and I go on this brush called Ink 2 Fine Liner. It has this thumbnail. You could actually see it on the screen here. And once I select this brush, I go on this section above here, opacity and brush size and brush pixel size, that is. So I usually put it on 2. I usually put it somewhere on 2 here. Yeah, this on 2 at least. Get there. Yes, 2.75 pixels. On the these are the on how I want the lines to be formed. I usually go on and select freehand path tool, because it kind of helps to draw fine lines. And you could try freehand on the brushes, and you could also try this brazier tool. I love the brazier tool a lot on complex drawings, but on this tutorial I'm gonna show you how you could draw using freehand path tool. So instead of selecting brush, instead of selecting this brush freehand tool like on B, select the freehand path tool. So I'm just gonna draw a simple fish, because somehow I just love fishes. There's going to be a lot of rubbing off if the line isn't light, but let's dive into it. So I'm trying to draw a fish. Okay. Okay. Don't worry, if something that we made isn't looking good, we could always rub it off. So it's a cartoon fish. Okay, so I think we are done here. Not the brightest looking fish, but it's a start. So you have actually also noticed something that I may not have mentioned in the first place. I'm not drawing on I'm drawing on a transparent layer. That is, if you look at your light, you would actually see that there are 2 layers here. So I'm drawing on the transparent layer. If I would actually turn off the background, you could actually see that this is a transparent skin. So it's also nice to draw on a transparent skin. Let me lob off the parts that aren't the lines that aren't okay. So on this one, I go on the free brush tool. So I select that tool, and I increase my opacity. Not my opacity, but my size, my brush size. So once I've increased the brush size, I want it to be just light. It's too big. Let me go, yeah, like this. So for this, I will turn my brush, the brush that I like, I'll turn it into an eraser by clicking this set eraser mode. So let me just lob off this, and I can also zoom in to get a good look at it. Let me just turn off, make it small there, and lob off this, and Yep, let's make it look a little bit interesting. Okay, so that line, yeah, we have. Okay, so we have removed most of the lines that aren't making this drawing to look nice. So now I could select this. I could reselect this freehand path tool and go back to make it around 275. And also don't forget to remember to bring back your brush to normal, like disclicking this or reselecting this to make it not to be an eraser. So I could try. Let's try this. Let's try it again until we get the shape that we want. Yeah, that looks okay. And we just gonna. Okay. No, it doesn't look okay, but let's try it again. Yes, now that looks pretty cool. So let's try. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So I could just rub this off again. Okay, so don't forget to click this to set your brush into an eraser. Okay, I think that I'm done. Doesn't look great, but I'm done here. So I'll just bring back the brush into that size again, and don't forget this. So I'm thinking that I could actually also go for a thin. So I've selected also the freehand tool and rainbow complete fish without a thin, that is. So let me just try it. Okay, that's nice. I'm kind of loving the fin though, and maybe here I could just try this, and it's at that. It doesn't look okay, but nah, it doesn't look cool. Or maybe you could. Nah, I think. Okay, here things are like this. It's usually aromatic. It refines the lines the way it wants. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it isn't. Let's add that. Okay, so I've added that and fixed that. Cool. And yeah, let's lob off this part. So I'm just gonna increase this and lob off this part. Okay, yeah, I think we're done here on the creating outline stuff. So I'll go on the layer section, and I will rename this by pressing Fn on my keyboard and F, or you can just press F if you are using an Acer computer. So I'll say outline. I'll rename this to outline and press enter, and add a new layer and put it in between our background and our outline. So I want our fish to be I want now to color our fish, but I'm thinking maybe we're gonna color it pink, blue, yellow, green. Green fish should be fine. It's gonna be green. So I've selected green there, and for you to be able to color this well when you are using a mouse, you need to select this tool. Check on your left hand side, there's this brazier curve selection tool. Select that, and what we need to do is we're going to retrace our fish. We're going to be like we're redrawing, but not really redrawing, just retracing the lines, so that we could color in, we could actually drop in some paint. So it takes a while a bit to finish, but once you're done, it's very, very, very satisfying, because what you're doing here is you're going to be able to isolate whenever you're dropping ink. You're just going to flow it anyhow, and that's what makes this satisfying, and also this is what makes it possible for you to draw using a mouse, because without this you could definitely struggle. So I'm almost done. So this is going to be the color for the main body. Don't worry about the eye, we're going to fix that later on. So I've selected green, and now I'll go back and select free brush tool, or press B. I'll increase the opacity because I want to color this, and what I can do now is just move this in, and you can see here it's painting the fish. It's just painting where I want the paint to go. It's just dropping in paint where I want the paint to go. And because I've selected a part here, we need to deselect this, and to be able to deselect this selection, what you need to do is you need to go and select on the left hand side of your screen. There's this tool called rectangular selection tool. Select that, or press Ctrl LTR and go back to your layer, go back to your blank, go back to your drawing space, and right click and then select deselect, or you could do this by pressing Control plus Shift plus A. So I've deselected that, and it's not that much great here, but it's okay for now. So I could also rename this layer, same method, same process, FN plus F2. I'll say body. I'll name this as body, and I could also add another layer where I'm going to paint this eye. So it's the same process where I select this brazier curve selection tool. That will help me to drop in paint where I want paint to go. So like that, and I'm gonna select white and just drop white there, and for the eye I'm going to do the same. Start off here and give it, I'm thinking the eye should be blue. Oh bro, nah, it should be black, definitely black. So I'm going also selecting the brush tool to paint here, so it's black. And I'll also select the rectangular tool. This is the rectangular selection tool, or Control plus R, and then right click and then deselect. So we have our fins here, and to color fins, what you need to do is also you need to isolate them. So I'm thinking I'm also going to add another layer here where I'm going to color the fins. So I'll start off with that one, which is the main fin. Okay, so you just need to zoom in to make sure that you're clicking the right press. If you make a mistake, just hit that right hand side button on your mouse, and it'll turn everything back. So let me just continue here, zooming in, and what I'm doing here is I'm going to try to isolate this. So once I'm done isolating this, I'm going to be able to paint it. So for this, I want, maybe what color will be nice? Okay, I'm thinking pink, yes. Okay, pink, yeah, pink. So opacity, I'm not gonna give it much. Like, I'm just gonna turn the brush up to turn the opacity down to 73 to give it that reflection effect, transparent effect. So I'm going to also select the brush and move this here. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Is it? Okay, wait, I'm gonna break it down a bit. Okay, now I'll paint. Sure, that's okay. And I could also paint here by this isolating this and painting it. So it's not completely pink as such because I've adjusted the opacity. And wait, I'm thinking, wait, let's add overlay. Let's add some overlay here. We have isolated this, yeah, sure. And we could go on this gradient tool, so to make this pink little bit of an overlay magic. Yeah, that's overlay. It's like that's some gradient there. So let's also add some gradient effect here. By selecting gradient, you would actually paint it. It actually give it a gradient feel. So after I've connected that, and I'm gonna start from here. Okay, this one gradient. We have selected the gradient tool, and yeah, like that, something like that. A little bit more, yes. And also here, I've selected that isolator tool, and I'm just gonna isolate this part and add some gradients. Okay, where is it? Gradient, this one. You could press G on your keyboard to access it. Gradient tool. Now let's do it a little bit more. Nice. Okay, so our fish is looking is taking shape. It's looking nice, and still more we need to do a lot. Okay, it's taking time, but hang in there. We're using a mouse, guys. We're using a mouse creating this stuff, so it's not that much easy, but that doesn't mean that it can't be done. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do, guys. I really much appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, because that will help me create more awesome content. So it's gonna take a while, but it'll be worth it. So make sure you really trace this very well and very nicely, and once you have connected that part, that happens. So now select the gradient tool and move it up and move it again. Okay, now let's try this part here. So we're drawing a fish, guys. We're drawing a fish, and using only a mouse and in my favorite drawing software called Krita. I love Krita because I don't have to pay for anything, and I'm a student. I can't really afford Photoshop. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we have done that, and our fish is looking like a fish. But still more, we need to do something. So to match the layers, the paint colors that you have done, you could just press Ctrl E whilst you're on the layer here, and you could match. Or yeah, I've matched this. So I could actually turn off the skin. You see, I can actually turn off the color or turn it back on because I've actually matched it. I can do that. That also happens. Okay, so we need to do some shading still more. It's like a coloring concept thing, but for this I'll select the selection tool and go here, adding some shadows to our fish, so like that. And I'll select opacity should be down, or it could be up, never mind, maybe it'll be a black color. Okay, so on this layer, so this is like brush, this is like black, it's like black, right? But then it's a shadow, so we're adding a shadow. So to add a shadow here, all you need to do is, like, you could go onto your layer like here, and then just drop down its opacity, like the whole layer here, so it would actually be a unique shadow. So you can also go on rectangle selection tool and deselect to give it that effect. And we could do a lot more here because I don't know where shadows should be, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try maybe somewhere around here. Okay, let's select the light tool, and which is the free brazier tool, selection tool, and just try to create that and paint it black. Let's see how that turns out. Yeah, it kind of turns out okay. Okay. Okay, so let's also color that. Let's also do that same thing here. It kind of looks like a tiger fish. I don't know, do tiger fishes exist? I think they do. We have sea lions, sea horses, we have sea everything. And then we'll find, oh, but then why do we call mermaids mermaids? Why don't we call them seamen or oh, seamen? Okay, that didn't come out right. Anyways, okay. And yeah, okay, so a little bit more here. This one, right? Okay, so I kind of call this shading because you're dropping in a darker layer on top of a layer that you already have. So I just leave on this shading because you're kind of shading. So if you haven't subscribed, guys, hit that subscribe button because I'm literally showing you how you could actually draw a fish in Krita using a mouse. So I think I'm done here. Yeah, I think I'm done. All this face line didn't actually, feel right because it's like too small, so just gonna adjust it and paint it down. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, I think there needs to be some line here. Okay, and let's also paint this. Okay, that looks kind of cool. So we've painted a fish and it's in Krita. We've done some shading. I think we can do more shading here. Okay, let's see how this turns out. Okay, kind of looks okay for me. And some more shading. Some more shading. Okay, connect that and move it down, and let's see. Okay, we could fix this price because it doesn't look okay, and okay. Oh my god, I'm messing things up. Okay guys, so I'm thinking we have done our fish in Krita. So let me just look for, yeah, we're totally done here. Let me just merge this up and also merge this up. So we have our fish and it's transparent, and we can actually duplicate this by pressing duplicate. It looks different. Let's see. Which one should we keep? Anyways, we have two different fishes here, so I'll show you this that we could actually move because I made a duplicate here, so you can see. We move this. We can press it here. Okay, I kind of live. So when you have moved, when you have duplicated the layer, you could actually do this. Click the layer section here and transform I flip horizontally because it should look like it's coming from somewhere. And we could actually click this transformation area or a selection, so it's control plus T. So let's just, yeah, okay, that's so wrong. Control Z to back it up. If you have made a mistake, there's no shame in admitting that you have made a mistake. So this one is gonna come here. So you could also duplicate this a bit. Let's add many fishes. So let's add many fishes. And same thing, layer selection, transform horizontally, move it where you want it to be. We could also move this. Color border. See, yeah. You could also select filter and then go to colors. And if you don't want to color them, if you just want to make them different, you could try. They should be in different colors. So that looks weird. Hey, change some color. Change color. Okay, that would do. Okay, so let's now just add the final layer and then select isolate active layer, press F on your keyboard, drop in some ink here, it should be blue, and then deselect isolate active layer to bring it up, and then select maybe overlay, or you can select overlay, you could just select normal but then reduce the opacity, and there you go. So just a quick painting that you might also do. So let me just add a hook here. Okay, so I'm actually now drawing using the selection tool because this is just a rough painting. So yeah, and let me just color this black. Wow, I needed black. Why isn't it black? Hey, oh, I've added an over right there. So yeah, and I'm thinking let me also include the worm. It's like, oh my god, I'm dying. So again, drawing with the selection tool. Okay, a worm. Yes, we're including a worm. So we're including a worm. We're including a worm. Worms are usually brown, so I've watched a lot of cartoons. I know worms are brown, so let's see what happens. Okay, so worm is usually brown. So the worm part, not that cool. Anyways, so yeah, but we can do some bubbles, right? And to do this, you're drawing using a mouse, and to do this, you just go to VFX and let's see if you brush. Oh yeah, this is one. There is one. It's called Stamp Shoujo Bubble. So yeah, we'll select blue to create some water effect and increase size here and see. Oh my god, we're creating some realistic bubbles. Pretty much very easy. Okay, so let's also add a new layer where we're going to add more bubbles. Some are gonna be above the fish, some gonna be down below, but sorry, each is a bubbles as if there's air inside. Anyways, let's add some marble bubbles here. Let's add some marble bubbles, and And here is also some bubbles, more bubbles, more bubbles, more bubbles, more bubbles, 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 bubbles. Okay, so we've added a lot of bubbles, and we're gonna go on filters and just blur that out, like bright motion blur. So we're blurring out some bubbles, we're blurring out some bubbles, and we could also blur this a bit. I'm thinking if it's blurred, it's gonna, yeah, definitely looks dope. It's like it's in the background, and it's like nobody else is messing with it. It's like it's in the background, and definitely what we want to hear. So guys, here is how you can draw using a mouse in Krita. You have seen me made this completely from scratch and in Krita, so you could actually do a lot here, and I've actually shown you a lot. I'm hoping that you subscribe, and if you have any questions about how to use Krita and how to use it only with a mouse, I'm your guy. I'm definitely your guy.